Hello everyone. It is truly a pleasure to be part of this timely and essential conversation. I have been asked to reflect on what is required to ensure the well-being of judiciary staff and the creation of a healthy work environment, and to speak from my experience about what has worked in practice. As someone who serves in the human resources space within the judiciary and who is passionate about the human side of institutional performance, I really value the chance to reflect on what it takes to create environments where people feel well, feel valued, and feel empowered to do meaningful work. The well-being of our people, our judges, our judicial officers, our administrators and support staff, and the health of our workplace cultures are not just HR issues. They are strategic institutional imperatives that are directly linked to the quality of justice we deliver. The quality of justice, the integrity of the system, and the sustainability of our institutions are deeply tied to how our people feel, how they function, and how they flourish. So this is not just a people issue. It is a performance issue, a rule of law issue, and it is a sustainability issue. To approach this meaningfully, I believe we must consider 3 levels of responsibility: institutional, interpersonal, and individual. So today, I will briefly explore these, and then I will share some of the practical tools and initiatives we have used at the Caribbean Court of Justice to support well-being and foster a healthy workplace culture. Let us begin with the institutional level, what the organization must provide structurally. At the institutional level, structure and systems matter. People thrive when they operate within clear frameworks that promote transparency, fairness, inclusivity, trust, and a sense of security. One of the most important building blocks is a policy environment that is people-centered. People feel safer and more respected when policies are applied fairly and transparently, whether it relates to promotions, performance management, leave, or conflict resolution. Another critical institutional essential is access to wellness and support services. Institutions should offer employee assistance programs, mental health services, and wellness interventions, not just during crises, but as part of everyday life. These services must be visible and accessible, but more importantly, people must feel safe and encouraged to use them, free from stigma or fear of judgment. This ensures that physical and psychological safety are embedded into our processes and infrastructure. We also have to consider the design of work, how a role is structured, how workloads are managed, and how is success defined. Institutions must pay attention to issues like job clarity, performance expectations, and career progression, because uncertainty and stagnation can quietly erode morale. Professional development and growth opportunities go a long way toward well-being. When people feel like the organization is invested in their future, it enhances engagement and builds confidence. People thrive when they feel they are growing. And finally, institutional leaders must create mechanisms for feedback and listening, not just once a year at appraisal time, but throughout the year. Regular staff engagement surveys, pulse checks, feedback channels, safe spaces for expression, and open door opportunities are critical. We must listen. These help leaders stay connected to how staff are feeling and helps us track how staff are actually doing, not just what we think is happening. Data is important, but so is responsive action. We can't just ask, we must also act. But policies and structures alone are not enough. We also have to focus on the interpersonal environment, how people treat each other, especially across levels of hierarchy. A workplace can have the best policies in the world, but if people feel invisible, disrespected, or unheard in their daily interactions, it will not matter. Interpersonal relationships are the heartbeat of an organization. Leadership is a big part of this. Leadership sets the tone, and not just executive leadership, but leadership at every level. Are supervisors and managers emotionally intelligent? Do they lead with empathy or with fear? Do they know how to have difficult conversations with compassion? These are the skills that shape workplace culture more than any manual ever could. Leaders need to model empathy, respect, and accountability. Communication must be clear, respectful, and two-way. When they behave in this way, they create ripple effects throughout the organization. People are more likely to be innovative, collaborative, and resilient when they know they are seen and supported. We also need to create a space for teamwork and collaboration, not just in task execution, but in idea sharing and problem solving. Encouraging open communication and psychological safety, where staff can share an idea or express a concern without fear of retribution, is essential. Recognition also plays a powerful role here. We underestimate the power of a simple thank you or a public acknowledgement of someone's contribution. However, that kind of appreciation fuels motivation and loyalty. When we take time to celebrate each other, it reinforces connection and purpose. Now to the individual level. We must empower our people to care for themselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. Work-life balance is not a luxury, it is a requirement. People should feel that they can take leave without guilt, that they can log off at a reasonable hour without fearing it will impact how they are viewed. People must be given time, space, and tools to reflect, to rest, and to recharge. We must support them in achieving work-life balance. That means promoting well-being practices, making mental health support accessible, and being clear about roles and expectations. At the individual level, we also encourage emotional intelligence and self-awareness, not just in managers, but across all staff. Through coaching workshops and mentorships, we aim to build a workforce that is both high-performing and emotionally intelligent. When individuals are supported in aligning their personal values with the organizational culture, something beautiful happens. They show up not just with their skills, but with their full selves, and that is when real engagement begins. So what has worked for us in practice? Let me share a few initiatives that we have implemented at the CCJ that have made a measurable difference. We have found that clarity and consistency in our policies and procedures is a foundational need. We have been intentional about updating our policies to reflect our values, not just compliance, but care. We have crafted policies on matters such as harassment, grievance handling, and workplace conduct, ensuring that our framework supports dignity, respect, and fairness. Once these policies are introduced, staff are invited to participate in sensitization sessions to deepen their understanding and reinforce a culture of accountability and compassion. We have Wellness Wednesdays. Each Wednesday, we dispatch to staff educational material from our EAP provider, which covers a variety of topics, including guided movement breaks, breathing exercises, stress management, financial management, and even nutrition talks. It is a simple way to break up the week and keep well-being visible on the agenda. We also have structured staff appreciation initiatives. These include celebrating work anniversaries, professional achievements, and behind-the-scenes contributions that often go unnoticed. And when we moved away from Administrative Professionals Week to Employee Appreciation Day, it was with the recognition that every role matters and deserves acknowledgement. At the CCJ, we are committed to recognizing and celebrating the contributions of our people through both long service awards and competitive awards. The long service awards honor employees who have served the organization for 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, acknowledging the loyalty and dedication that sustain our institution. Our competitive awards highlight exceptional performance and reflect the values we hold dear. These include the Team Spirit Award, which recognizes outstanding collaboration and unity, the Hero Among Us Award, which honors individuals who quietly go above and beyond to support others, the Employee of the Year Award, which celebrates consistent excellence and impactful contributions, and the prestigious President's Award, personally selected by the President of the Court, who acknowledges truly exemplary service. Together, these awards foster a culture of appreciation, teamwork, and excellence across the organization. Since the CCJ comprises employees from diverse religious and ethnic backgrounds, we make a deliberate effort to highlight and honor celebrations that are sacred to them. We share emails recognizing the contributions of these groups, often accompanied by educational materials and sometimes even music, to foster awareness and encourage learning among staff. One of the biggest shifts we have made is around flexibility. During the pandemic, we saw a global shift towards hybrid work, and it taught us that productivity and presence are not the same. At the CCJ, we have continued with the hybrid arrangements for jobs where this can be accommodated, which have helped many employees manage their responsibilities both at work and at home. And it has fostered greater trust because we have shown that we believe in people's ability to manage their time and deliver results. As such, we currently work 3 days in office and 2 days at home each week. We also embrace flexi time as part of our commitment to employee well-being and productivity. Staff members have the option to choose from a range of starting hours, which allows them to better manage personal responsibilities while still meeting the needs of the court. This flexibility has been a positive development, promoting work-life balance, reducing stress, and supporting a more engaged and focused workforce. At the CCJ, we invest in leadership coaching and supervisory training, not as a one-off, but as a continuous journey. We are helping our leaders grow into stewards of well-being. We also emphasize respectful communication and collaboration across departments. Sometimes in judicial institutions, silos develop. We must actively break those down and create opportunities for cross-functional learning, mentoring, and engagement. We also use anonymous feedback tools, such as suggestion boxes and surveys, so staff feel safe to share their thoughts and can raise concerns or ideas without fear of judgment. We have established a culture change committee, a cross-functional team of staff who champion our values and help drive the behavior shifts we want to see. This is not just top-down culture building, it is collaborative and lived. And one of our most appreciated initiatives is our No Meetings Week. Every month, we dedicate one full week where no meetings are scheduled across the organization. It gives staff uninterrupted time to focus, clear their backlogs, or simply breathe. The impact has been powerful. People have told us they feel less overwhelmed, more in control of their workload, and better able to do deep, meaningful work. It is a simple intervention, but it has had profound effects. So in closing, supporting well-being and cultivating a healthy work environment isn't about ticking a few HR boxes. It's about building a culture of intentional care, a culture where policies align with values, where leadership models empathy, where individuals feel both supported and accountable. If we invest in our people, their health, their growth, their sense of purpose, we don't just create better workplaces, we strengthen the very foundation of justice. Thank you.